Welcome to Rouse Rising. My name is Katie, and today we are making meals from scratch from my pantry as part of the 3 Rivers Challenge. We are doing a pantry challenge. We are packing up the house, and we are just trying to feed this family of 7 with as much food as we can from our pantry stores. We've been stocking up since the pandemic, and now it's time to put all that food to good use, which we've been doing for the past year. My husband retired from the military, and we have been in a long transition while he finished up school and some training, got some certifications that he needed for his next career field. And then he started applying for jobs, and he's got a job somewhere. So we've got to load up and go. So in this video, you're gonna see what I have pulled together for my family, and also we've had to grab pizzas a few times, not in this video, but there's just some different things that we've got going on with the move where we get pizzas for our movers. And so some meals, are skipped because we've gotten things takeaway, as we call it, takeaway or takeout. Anyways, so this morning I am making some French toast for the kiddos with a fresh loaf of bread, or maybe it's not fresh, it's probably a day or 2 old. And that's the perfect time, maybe 3 days, to use your fresh baked bread to make French toast. So I did 4 eggs, and you can do a cup or so of milk, and then add a little bit of salt to that, some cinnamon, and get it all mixed up. You can add some vanilla too if you like. I didn't, just because mom brain, I didn't think of it. And then on a preheated, well buttered, or you can use coconut oil if you're going dairy free, or whatever type of oil or fat, lard, ghee, whatever you have, grease that sucker up and slap on your French toast. And there you go. Flip it. We're gonna smother this in some yogurt and some blueberries and have a delicious breakfast from the pantry and fridge. We did go to the grocery store and get some yogurt, and we have some frozen fruit remaining in our deep freezer. So we are still working through that as well. We have frozen meats, a variety of game meats, and things like pepperoni sticks and different types of sausages in our freezer from this previous year's harvest of elk and deer. So throughout this video, you are going to see the meals that I come up with those items. We topped our cinnamon French toast with some butter, syrup, blueberries, and yogurt. So I got this bag of flour that we're opening. It's vacuum sealed. It's been vacuum sealed for over a year. It's like my emergency stash of flour, but we're out of flour for bread, and I like to use ground or unbleached. I like to use half flour from the store because they sift it really well sometimes. So that's what we're going to do. I barely fit this bag of flour in here. It's a 10-pound bag. I'm going to check it and make sure there's nothing growing in it. That's the wrong side. You got to pull the right side. Watch.
Whoa.
And then this comes right off. And then we froze this flour.
Do you want me to film you pouring it in?
Yeah, it's like a brick though. So we're gonna have to sift it. Oh my goodness.
That's so big. Oh wow. Sorry.
It looks like it's in good shape, like it doesn't have any bugs or anything in it. Because we froze it and then we sucked all the air out of it. So let me just get some in here. We need 2 cups.
Why do you need 2 cups? She's making some bread.
Because I'm gonna make some bread.
Okay.
We'll just do all 4 cups. 3.
Mom, why are you filling them up with big chunks. Stop. It started. Uh-huh.
Unbleached bread flour.
I'm filming it right now.
You want to help film too?
Yeah. But you have to stay very still.
All right, this is the loaf that flour made. I also added sourdough starter to it, and I made this overnight, so I'd set it on a timer. I don't know if that affected how the flour rose, but it still has bubbles in it. It was still really tasty. We're going to use the rest of this for French toast. For French toast, maybe a little dessert or something after dinner. But yeah, it turned out good. It's just darker than normal, what we've been having lately. And I'm going to continue to use this flour till it's all used up. I might mix it half and half with some all-purpose once I get some from the store. I'm so sad because I opened up the window for a few minutes today because my cast iron was smoking, and I froze my plant. It literally froze within minutes of the window opening up. Oh, I'm so sad.
Literally 10 years ago, we moved out of Woods Walk to come here.
Were we really?
Yeah, the movers were moving.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, it's crazy. We moved out of our home in the UK 10 years ago this week, and we're yet again doing the same thing. It's pretty wild how everything comes full circle in the same time of year. Interesting. But we do things the hard way, so that's what we're doing. We are moving in the dead of winter. All right, we are making some hot cocoa mix for the kiddos. I'm just using up some bags, and I know the more things I can get out of the pantry and consolidate, the better. All right, I don't have any cornstarch to thicken it up, but I am going to add some beef gelatin. I have this hot cocoa recipe along with a homemade gelatin marshmallow recipe on my channel, and I will link it down below in this video's description. We make a batch of this every couple of weeks, and then I also make a batch for Aaron, and it does not have any sugar in it. He prefers to add maple syrup. And I'll use the rest of this to make the kids some hot chocolate. I get these short half-gallon jars from Azure Standard. Okay, this morning I had some 9-grain cereal, and so we're cooking that up. And we're also cooking up some quick cooking oats that I added to it. So the 9-grain I added first, let it cook for a little while, and then I added the quick cooking oats. And the kids are going to top this with blueberries, syrup, butter, all the good stuff. And that's going to be their breakfast. I'm also going to make up some scrambled eggs. We did manage to score 60 eggs that I've been stretching. So I'm going to scramble up some eggs as well so we can have some protein alongside of this carb. Pantry challenge, lunch, dinner. We're going to combine lunch and dinner today. We're making meatloaf, and we've got 2 pounds of elk hamburger, 1 pound of grass-fed beef burger, some milk. I don't have any fresh onions, so we're going in with some freeze-dried onions. I don't have any breadcrumbs. So we're going to use quick cooking oats. I think we can use those in meatloaf. I'm not sure. I'm also going to add a little bit of this vegetable powder that we mixed up in a video about 3 or 4 videos ago. We made some vegetable powder from a bunch of freeze-dried vegetables that I had, so I'm going to go ahead and add that in. What you don't see here is 2 eggs. I got to grab 2 eggs from the fridge, and then we've got a couple kinds of mustard and this spicy ketchup nobody likes, so we're using that for the meatloaf because I've used it in Salisbury steak and everybody loved it, but they don't like it like that, but they like it if it's mixed into something. So that's what we're going to do, is assemble this meatloaf real quick.
must have been wrong, 'cause your love is strong for him. Why would it not be? He's always there for you.
The kids are claiming that I've never made meatloaf for them before, but I know that I have made meatloaf before. I'm near positive, and I actually told them the stories about how I butchered meatloaf when Aaron and I first married. So when we first married, I would make meatloaf, but I would layer it with strips of zucchini or potatoes or mashed, like, I don't know. I did all kinds of weird experimental things with the meatloaf. And then for whatever reason, I just kind of stopped making it for a while. And well, now it's back on the menu because everybody loved it. They all thought it was amazing, and they were trying to decide if it was better than Salisbury steak or if this was their new favorite, and we all agreed that they're both equally as delicious and they will both stay on the menu because it's a protein-packed meal that can stretch and go a long way. You can add more oats to it. I think I only added about a cup of oats to these 3 pounds of ground meat, 2 pounds of elk and 1 pound of ground burger. And then I added probably a little bit less milk than the recipe called for. But again, I used the all recipes meatloaf recipe. If you Google all recipes meatloaf, then it'll bring up the meatloaf recipe. And I went based off of that. But then, of course, I always add my own twist and do the same thing in your kitchen. Make the meals your own.
Sauce for the top.
Make them, make them unique. Make them with the ingredients that you have in your kitchen. So I'm making the sauce for the top, and that is 4 tablespoons of ketchup, about a teaspoon or so of some kind of mustard, and then 4 tablespoons of sugar, brown sugar. Usually I make brown sugar with white sugar or regular sugar and then molasses, but I've been using up these bagged sugars that I got over the holiday season. And so we're gonna put that on top. I think I probably used more than 4 tablespoons of ketchup in there. So, taste it, see what it tastes like. This tastes really good with the spicy ketchup and the brown sugar in it. It just made a really delicious barbecue type sauce for the top of this meatloaf. And once it was baked, oh my gosh, it's so good. The flavor was really good. The kids didn't think it was too spicy. They enjoyed it. So this went in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour. It might have gone a little bit longer because I made a massive loaf.
That's my 9-year-old little boy singing. He's at that age where when we lived in England, we went and saw the boys' choir sing at the church in the cathedral. And he has a very beautiful voice. I honestly think he could be in the boys' choir. So this is the meatloaf. I'm really impressed. I cannot sing that high and that clear. This is the meatloaf, so it looks delicious. We're gonna serve it up with some canned green beans and potatoes that we had in the cabinet. The kids have never had green beans and potatoes like this, so it's gonna be a first for them. Hopefully they like it. That'll be dinner, or lunch, dinner, supper. And then we'll eat snacks the rest of the evening, or cheese and meat sticks, and I don't know what else. What else do we have? All right. I think I'm going to cut it in half for the kids. We're going to go. Sitting down eating our meal.
Ready to flee from this all.
Okay, so I forgot a spatula. So the spoon and smaller pancakes. I didn't realize I forgot my spatula until after I poured that huge pancake. But the spoon seems to be working. A little stuck on because I got too hot. Not too stuck, so I'm gonna scrape that up. Okay. Pancakes, and I'll fry some eggs. Hagen, do you want a fried egg?
It's 11-minute drive to get into Crossway.
Alright, I got you 3 right there on the counter. Go grab one. Do you want blueberries or anything with it? They're really, yep, a little bit of syrup would be good. They're super yummy and sweet.
Do you just give them one or a double plate?
You can give them the whole plate. You want Daddy to cut it up for you, or do you want to cut it up?
I don't want to cut it up.
Here, do you want to use this pizza box as a pseudo paper? So as always, it takes a few minutes to learn the heat. So I learned the heat. Now we're at a good heat and everything's cooking just fine. But yeah, we're just having some pancakes, and I don't know if we'll get to making eggs today or not, but maybe for lunch. All right, this is breakfast, eggs on pancakes with some frozen fruit. All right, back at the old house for a few days. So we've got some frozen burgers to use up. I bought some bread at the grocery outlet last night at the new house and some other bread left over. So we're gonna make hamburgers. I just seasoned it up with salt and pepper. We're gonna put some salt, some pepper in the bag because we have been moving back and forth, so I've been taking that with me. We're also gonna do some onion powder, some granulated garlic, and that seems to be the quadfecta that works well on and the kids are eating apples right now. Just wash that up and slice some up. But that seems to be the good seasoning on burgers. If you need to season your burgers, well, always season your burgers and season them well with these ingredients. Maybe not always the garlic, but always the onion, pepper, and salt. And your burgers will taste amazing. Even the 7327 ones. 7327, I think, is what these are. These were pre-made. I got them on sale. It was like $10 for a 12-pack. Hold on. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 24-pack. You can't beat $10 for a 24-pack of burgers when meat costs as much as it does. And when those were on sale, I bought 2 packs. And because somebody scolded me from buying all the sale products one time, I left all the other packs for everyone else. But I wish I would have bought more because it was a good deal. And these, while they look gross now, they are very tasty. All right, I've been going through the pantry trying to figure out what to make for dinner tonight because I packed up all the spaghetti sauce and took it up to the new house already because it was in glass jars from Costco. So we're gonna use this marinara, and it has a best by date in 2023, but we're gonna open it up and see that it's probably still good, of course. And it's non-BPA liner, and then we have these diced tomatoes we're gonna add, and I have leftover meatloaf from the other day. So I'm gonna chop up the meatloaf into little cubes and make them like little meat cubes. Like instead of meatballs, we're gonna have meat cubes with these. I'm gonna use up this as your standard spaghetti, and then this is spaghetti from Costco. And then house is kind of a wreck, moving checklist, all that kind of stuff. I just made myself an electrolyte drink, and then my friend Penny gave me some bone broth, perfect bone broth to try. So I just heated up water. I'm gonna have a cup of that, and then I also got out this miso cup. So if anybody or myself or the kids, just to encourage us to have more liquids, so we can just boil some water and add it to that and this bone broth. So that's what I'm gonna make right now. I'm gonna get hydrated, take a break from all of this organizing I've done. So let me show you what I've done. Okay, the movers they came and packed everything in this room, except for we're gonna leave the microwave. I gotta clean that out, but we're gonna leave that here. We're just gonna move it over here once all that's done.
They came and packed up most of the cabinets, but things that they won't pack are like essential oils and a bin of batteries. They won't pack those things. So, and I'm trying to do laundry, get all the laundry washed from the last couple days. I've got things going. They're gonna take all the buckets, I think, because we're gonna have probably a carload of things that we need to take. So I went through and got all of our water bottles and coffee mugs and went through everything once. Since there's 7 people, we don't necessarily need 7 of everything, but we do like our big jugs that we keep. We take these camping and fill up with water before we go. So we use all of those water jugs and various water bottles. I sold all of my Kilner bottles. I used to brew kombucha and do all of that stuff, but I had like really bad high histamines, and so I eliminated a lot of fermented stuff from my diet because of my histamines, and my histamines have gotten a lot better. So I got rid of all my Kilner bottles just because space reasons, downsizing, and up here all we have is a thermos back there. And then I think there's like a bottle of alcohol I use to make tinctures. Here's some of my elixirs, elderberry brandy, mullein, honey elixirs for coughs and colds and sickness, and those work really well. And then I have a bottle back there that I use to make elderflower cordial and some other stuff, so that'll go. And probably these little few items down here. Put the trash bags back, but I've cleaned out this underneath cabinet. And kids used to have cups and bowls and plates up here, but I moved all those with the other dishes. And then liquids are going with us, but we've downsized our pantry. So as far as canned goods go, 10 canned goods, we have 1, 2, 3 shelves of random 10 things. And I think I had one small cabinet, a small cabinet with a few things in it. But yeah, we've done pretty good. I mean, these are pretty deep. These go all the way back. It's like a full arm length. They go way back there. So that's a lot of food. But they will be transporting that, and then I'll transport the liquids that are down here, and they're gonna come pack up all this. They haven't packed up the kitchen yet. The kitchen's gonna be the last thing they pack up. Maybe. Need salt. I also added some of this veg powder to it. Made myself a little cup of soup. It's super yummy. Pantry soup.
Oh no! No, I better go. Tamara. No, it's paused.
Hold on, just leave it. I'm gonna beat you with the fire poker, just like my mom always threatened me. She used to say, I'm gonna beat you with the fire poker. Keep acting like that. She never ever did. I did handle us, but
Hey, you like it?
she threatened us with the fire poker. Pretty crazy, huh? Gonna beat you with the fire poker, you don't behave. Stay tuned for more moving madness in the next video. Thanks for watching.